Do you speak in Polish when you do a lot of the blog? You do? Sometimes.
Half of the time.
So if you see his recent videos, half of the time he'll be speaking in Polish.
Yeah.
But of course, I don't understand Polish.
No.
But he
No.
does subtitles for everything. So you just have to put English or Polish subtitles on, and it will
do it.
depending on
Yeah.
what he's speaking.
Cool.
It'll come
Have you
on.
been to Poland?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like 3 times now, and we're gonna go back in
Good.
August again.
Beautiful.
Oh yes.
We're good to go, by the way.
We were telling your mom that she said y'all might want European countries are next, and I was telling her
We don't know which country. I originally wanted it to be.
we're telling you Poland.
We're saying Poland. We want Poland. We want Poland. What's the population in Poland?
35 million.
It's that high. I'm surprised.
I always thought it was kind of low, but it's weird because you have
There's
another-
less than 30 in Australia. It's a humongo country.
Wow,
You know,
really?
so that's why
Yeah.
Poland
I'm
is
surprised.
you have at
too.
least another 35 million Polish people living everywhere else in
Right,
the world.
right.
So that's
There's
kind of
70
strange.
million of you guys.
Yeah.
You
at
Polacks
least.
running around.
At least nobody really can count.
No.
We're
he
everywhere.
said he
You're
told me
everywhere.
that at one time Warsaw had a smaller population of Polish people than Chicago.
Yeah. It's a
Chicago
fact.
had more Polish people living in it than Warsaw.
crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. I always feel like there's Hungarian people everywhere. And Australian people. They all came from everywhere to Australia and then they go back out again. But
Well, we advocate for Poland being your next
Yeah.
culture.
what's the gizmo? You know, we've always
I
got to
know.
have a gizmo. Like in Mexico, we've got the tortilla press and the juicer. So there's got to be a...
Well, let's ask our Polish audience,
What's
is
the
gizmo?
Gizmo to po polsku wichajster, a wichajster to po prostu może być cokolwiek, jakieś narzędzie albo bliżej nieokreślona rzecz, która pomaga nam osiągnąć jakiś inny cel, zazwyczaj pod względem mechanicznym. Już wyjaśniam, o co chodzi z tym szukaniem polskiego gizma, bo sprawa jest interesująca i całkiem poważna. Żeby konkretnie ją wytłumaczyć, to myślę, że powinniśmy zacząć od tego, czym zajmuje się firma Verve Culture.
My lovely mother and I have been in the gift industry for 25 years, and we were ready to start a new venture and do something that incorporated our experience in the gift industry with our passion, which is food and entertainment and cooking, and then of course travel and culture. We love traveling, we love going to far off places in the world and seeing how other people live. So we were like, okay, how do we bring all of this together and create the dream business? We really want to bring cultural items to the gift market here in the US, and explain and explore why these different cultures are beautiful and fantastic and what we can learn from it, because what we have here isn't the be-all and end-all. That's basically what it came down to.
Julię, jak już zdążyliście się zorientować po początku tego filmu, spotkaliśmy na Fancy Food Show w Nowym Jorku. Żeby zobaczyć naszą wyprawę na Fancy Food Show, zapraszamy na poprzedni odcinek na tym kanale. I naszym skromnym zdaniem Julia ma naprawdę fantastyczny koncept na biznes, na nową firmę. Co więcej, Julia, jej mama i Verve Culture na poważnie poszukują nowej kultury, nowego kraju, który mogą reprezentować i którego produkty związane z produkowaniem jedzenia mogłyby promować.
So we chose Mexico as our first culture because it's our closest neighbor. We love Mexico. I've probably been to Mexico 25 times on vacation with my family. I love the people, I love the food, I love the color, the vibrancy. There's just so much I love about it. And we thought, okay, Mexico, what are we going to do? And I think a tortilla is one of the most iconic food items in Mexico. So this was our first product, the tortilleria kit, which is a cast iron tortilla press. It's a really easy way to make homemade tortillas. We had the artisans that make this powder coat it bright red because we wanted to really capture the vibrancy of the culture. And it's a beautiful quality, handmade, artisan-made tortilla press that makes the best tacos. You had one in the booth.
Yes,
Did
it's
you have
delicious,
one? Yeah.
yes.
And these guys have been made, so I'm going to put them in our warmer, which is the cloth that it comes with. I'm going to put them in the warmer. And then would you like one?
Więc to poszukiwanie polskiego gizma to całkiem realna sprawa. Polskiego wichajstra, czegoś, co jest używane do produkcji jedzenia i co jest bardzo specyficzne dla danego kraju, dla danej kultury, dla danego regionu kraju. Więc jeśli razem wy i my coś takiego znajdziemy, to na całkiem poważnie może to się stać nowym produktem promowanym przez firmę Verve Culture, a co za tym idzie, ponownie promujemy Polskę w USA i na całym świecie.
And this is made from a solid piece of wood. You see that? It's put on a lathe and turned, and then this here, this is not paint. This is burnt onto the wood with another piece of wood, and then the artisan carves out all of the decoration and has put our name, Verve Culture, on it as well. And so we work with these families. This is in a town, again, just outside of Mexico City.
Bardzo istotne jest tutaj również, żeby zaznaczyć, że Verve Culture stawia na ludzi i promuje ludzi.
Verve Culture is, well, I'll read you, our mission. Our vision is to explore the cultural richness of artisans and communities around the world, to educate and inspire while honoring the traditions and heritage of their work. People matter. That's our byline.
So when you went to Mexico and you said, I want to make a tortilla press.
Yes.
How did you find the people to do this?
We had to knock on a lot of doors. We had to make a lot of friends, which I haven't really ever met a stranger. So a lot.
I can tell. I like that.
A lot of people are afraid of Mexico City and Mexico. I am not one of them. We found where they were made outside of Mexico City, found the artisans, asked if they could powder coat it. Is that something you can do? Is it food safe? Yes, it is. We have to get the FDA approved paint, and so we had to go down the compliance side of getting it powder coated, but it's really not that hard if you have tenacity, like anything, you know.
And you have tenacity.
We have a little bit of tenacity, a little bit.
Więc pojawiająca się tutaj okazja wiąże się z korzyściami nie tylko finansowymi, jest to jak najbardziej propozycja biznesowa, ale również z promocją danej osoby i osób, które zostałyby producentami, które może i są już w chwili obecnej producentami danego wichajstra. Więc nasze pytanie do Was całkiem na poważnie brzmi: jeśli przychodzi Wam na myśl coś, albo znacie jakiś produkt używany do produkcji jedzenia, który jest bardzo specyficzny dla Polski i Polaków i pochodzi tylko i wyłącznie z jednego konkretnego rejonu Polski, jest robiony ręcznie w jakimś rejonie Polski, to dajcie nam o tym znać.
Nothing that we do is mass produced. It's all done individually by artisans in the region. The tortilla presses, the juicer that we have over here is made in Mexico. It's made from recycled aluminum. You know, the aluminum cans, they recycle it and then they hand stamp in the mold, and every single piece is completely polished by hand.
Dawajcie pomysły, przysyłajcie swoje propozycje, co konkretnie, jaka rzecz, jaki wichajster mogłyby się stać tym produktem, który Verve Culture mogłoby promować z Polski.
So Mexico was the first culture, Thai is our next culture, and then we're going to explore another culture after we've got Thailand sorted out, possibly somewhere in Europe.
In Europe?
In Europe, yes.
It should be Poland.
It might be Poland.
How do you think we should conduct the search for the Polish gizmo in Poland for Verve Culture to use as their next product that they want to promote?
I don't know. I think you should make a video asking people to nominate the idea.
I just did.
Well, then that's it. I think that the Polish people just really need to share this video and tell us what they feel is iconic about Poland that would translate into a product. And it would be bulk representative of the culture, and it would be something really cool that people here would want to buy, mostly as a gift. So is there some kind of a product that translates to Poland and several areas around it as well, but is mostly Polish, but kind of like fed into these other areas?
You know what? I don't know, but our mission now is to find it.
Yes.
Kolejna rzecz, którą nie wiem, czy wychwyciliście z samego początku dzisiejszego odcinka,
And we're gonna go back in August again.
Beautiful.
to nasz wyjazd do Polski. Zgadza się, cały sierpień mamy zamiar spędzić w naszym ojczystym kraju, w moim ojczystym kraju, bo Bloni ojczysty kraj jest tutaj. Ale jedziemy do Polski, nie mamy jeszcze całkowicie ustalonego planu wycieczki Więc jeśli chcecie nas zaprosić do jakiegoś konkretnego miasta, chcecie zobaczyć relacje z jakichś naprawdę wyjątkowo pięknych zakątków Polski, to czekamy również na Wasze propozycje w tym zakresie. Więc poważnie nie mogę się już osobiście doczekać, Bloni również, bo uwielbia Polskę, żeby znowu dostarczyć Wam relacje z naszego kraju nadwiślańskiego. Vlogi będą po prostu czadowe.
Really appealing about Poland itself as a country is how beautiful all of the cities were. Question was, how do we go about enabling the search? I think you just ask people. I mean, you tell them the summary of our idea, which is something that is iconic to Poland that everybody thinks about here. Did you make any suggestions like that bathtub beer thing or bathtub vodka?
Oh my
I like
god.
that idea.
I to, tak prawdę mówiąc, miała być według jednego zamysłu na dzisiejszy odcinek moja otwierająca sekwencja, a skończyło się na tym, że jest to moja sekwencja zamykająca. Dzięki dzisiaj za Wasz czas, za lajki, za subskrypcję. Do zobaczenia za 3 dni.
David, look at that pretty dog over there.
This is not about dogs,
I
Blondie.
know, but look at it. So, send us some molds of Polish old lady fingers who make lots of pierogies.
Oh my god, no. That's creepy.